Welcome to Week 6 of Michigan Elite Hockey Young Gun Summer Draft League. I am Ryan Radosevich, joined alongside Sean Massa today, and we got a doubleheader coming your way. It's Team Slater in the black unis taking on Team Morgan in the light blue, and coming up just at about 8:05, we got Team Posa taking on Team Miller. But the teams are getting set for Game 1. We'll have the lineups announced courtesy of Michael Wainwright in just a minute or two. But Sean, welcome. How you doing, buddy?
I'm looking at this one. I mean, we always know it's great hockey, but I remember the week. You weren't here, Ryan. I was kind of left here solo in the booth talking to myself for 4 straight hours. It was wonderful, but it was 2 phenomenal hockey games. It was phenomenal goaltending week. That was the mainstay of said week where these matchups occurred, and especially here for Team Slater. They had an unreal goaltending performance from the man who's going to start between the pipes, Silas Berner. We talked to him last week as well. Been on an absolute heater here at Michigan Elite, and I mean, it's an unsung part of why this Team Slater team has been so good is their ability to get quality goaltending, consistent goaltending, but also, of course, the quality among the consistency.
And we'll throw it down to Mike Wainwright with the starting lineups in just a moment. Team Slater looking to continue their undefeated streak here in Game 1 and Game 2 of Week 6.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Michigan Elite Hockey Week number 6. Young Guns, this week, the undefeated Team Slater in the black jerseys on the visitors' bench, taking on Team Morgan in the blue sweaters. Let's start with your Team Slater at forward number 8, Emmett Pilch. At forward number 14, Ben Watcherpoint. And number 26, Braden Hillebrand. On the decor, number 10, Miles Schlack. And number 43, Sam Masick. Getting the start in net tonight for Team Slater's number 34, Silas Berner. And now for your home team, Morgan on the home bench. At forward, number 27, Jack Johnson. At forward, number 15, Dane Gatmington. And number 23, Braylon Rodriguez. On defense, number 17, Dylan Flamini. And number 48, Vince Walkup. And your referees, waiting patiently, are Russ Holdridge and Ron Storm. Oh, getting the start in net tonight. Sorry, Reese. For Team Morgan, number 32, the Reese Hutchinson.
Thank you, Michael. We are just moments away from getting underway with Game 1 of Game 2, Week 6. Thanks for joining us here on YouTube. Ryan Radosevich, joined by Sean Massa. We've got an undefeated Team Slater sitting at 5-0, taking on the 2-3 Team Morgan. And last time these two teams met, it was Team Slater back in Week 3, taking a 4-1 victory, almost a complete game shutout for the man that's starting in net for Team Slater, Silas Berner.
But it was not a game that read 4-1 off of the stat sheet. You looked at it. You looked at the scoreboard and you said, okay, Team Slater controlled, and Berner probably had 18 to 20 saves. No, he was credited with 32. My count had him in the upper 30s, and he was absolutely unreal. And there was nearly 40 shots on goal by Team Morgan. They just peppered the net. They just couldn't buy anything, and sometimes those weak occur. So I think Team Morgan right now, you're thinking to yourself, we can win this game. We gave them a run for their money last time. We gave them a nice little scare. So you're not really frightened by an undefeated Team Slater, or as frightened as you would think they are with the 5-0 record on the opposing bench.
And Team Slater, sure, they're unblemished in the regular season. They've been pushed all season long. Just last week against Team Miller, they found themselves down 2-0 in that one. They came back all the way. They eventually win that game 7-5. So it's not like Team Slater's untouchable. They've had weeks where it looks like they could go down, and Team Morgan is a fierce squad, and we'll see if they could get it done here. Game 1 of Week 6. Welcome to Michigan Elite Hockey Summer Draft League. It's the Young Guns taking the ice, and Team Morgan and Team Slater are underway here in the first period. Schlack with it, he'll bounce it off the boards, and now this slip to center, Flamini.
I think also it's a pretty rare thing we've seen so far this summer, but full benches on both sides. It's not necessarily a fact you're going to look at as a game changer, but it's going to do a job.
Here comes Gatmington streaking in. He tries to get that loose puck. It skips just wide. That was the first chance for the sub of Team Morgan, Dane Gatmington.
Uh-oh.
Up at the blue line, picking it up, Pilch of Hillebrand. They're connecting early on. The save is made, and that one's backhanded into the net. Hutchison lost the rebound. Hillebrand found it and said he'll take that. That's a 1-0 early lead for Team Slater.
Yeah, Reese Hutchison made a really good save there, challenging, and he did exactly what he needed to do. Coming back out, he kind of had that puck ricochet with the armpit and just kind of fall apart, but still a good save nonetheless. Rebound gets by, unfortunately, so it's not one you're necessarily looking at as a bad goal on the goaltender, but you're looking at it as an unfortunate bounce and the rebound being in the right place, right time for Hillebrand, and that's been the story for him. He's just been a goal scorer this summer.
So Team Slater, who's given up the first goal 2 weeks in a row, they scored the first goal tonight. They're up 1-0 off their second official shot of the game off that rebound. Rogan Griffin can't escape that. Good poke check there. Team Morgan, first shot thrown towards the net. That one into a body instead.
As we've talked about the goaltending for Team Slater with Burner and Nebus, both goalies have had rough days in back-to-back weeks, but have recovered back at it. So they need to get traffic early on, try to make both of them uncomfortable. Because you remember last week, that was Nebus getting pulled after a couple of goals that weren't necessarily his fault. 2 weeks ago, it was Burner. They've both recovered in said next weeks. But you want to make at least one of them uncomfortable, and you know Coach Slater's not afraid to make the change.
Chippa will chip that one in. Flamini throws a body onto him. Behind the net, Team Slater with it. They'll cough it up. Alvarado picks it up and gets the break going. DePonio through a skater through center. Anthony DePonio with the backhand casually glides through, taken the other way. Here's Watrapont. Watrapont through one man over the blue line. Watrapont looking for that corner, couldn't get it.
Another interesting thing to look at, we said full benches, full-ish benches at least. Team Slater still looks like they're rolling two forward lines, so it's worked out from the past couple weeks because for some reason their guys just have robotic legs.
Alvarado stealing that puck just over the crossbar, maybe getting a piece of that with his shoulder was Burner.
Yeah, that's a good play by Cameron Alvarado. I'm not shocked, however. We've seen his offensive ability up from the blue line to make plays in open space.
That one stays on the blue line, so on sides, here comes Team Slater. Pilch spinning behind the net. Watrapont gives it back to him. Pilch with a move out front. Now Watrapont with some space. That one goes just over into the netting.
Yeah, Reese Hutchinson is kind of looking at his defense saying just pinballing pucks are finding the slot, and it's just unfortunate right now and not necessarily how you love to see things go, but that happened a lot last week to Reese Hutchinson. He had a tough half of hockey when he played, but it wasn't necessarily his fault. He had a lot of opportunities that just found right in front of the net on the doorstep where he really had nothing he could do. It's kind of how the first goal went in.
Mesa keeps this one in, banks it off the half boards. O'Toole centering pass, Griffin. That one slips just wide. A good save there by Hutchison. That one skated into a little bit of a dangerous area, but Trenton Rockman will caress it. Smooth through center he goes. Gives it off to Brandt. Brandt fanning on the pass. Masick will pick it up. Team Morgan looking to respond after the first minute goal by Team Slater. 1-0 it stands. 3 minutes and 20 seconds gone in the first. Hutchison out of his net to play it. They'll give it off to Walkup. Walkup through O'Toole. Walkup trying to do the same move twice, but it's red. Watrapont in the zone alone. Flamini and a number of players converging on him. Levin was the second man in there.
We know it's good. We know it could get physical. That was one right there where you saw two defenders collapse and both lay the body, and there's another one. That's a good body check though in the corner.
Walkup will press Watrapont. They'll exchange a little friendly words after that. Maybe a little nice hit. I'm not sure. I can't hear them from here. My supersonic hearing isn't working today, guys. I'm sorry. Team Morgan going off in a change except for the man with the puck, Walkup. Good job to keep it for the time being. Now loose behind the net. He'll chase it down and gets it once more. 4 fresh skaters on for Team Morgan. Well done by Walkup as he goes off in a change.
And every week we bring up the battle of attrition when Team Slater likes to run their two forward lines, but just seems to never matter.
Here's a chance for Johnson. Johnson far crease, the pass back. Caught in between the leg pads of Burner.
He looked sharp early on. Movements look clean for Silas Burner. Oh boy.
Ooh, awkward collision. Luckily, everybody getting up and skating it off, it seems okay. In the corner now, battling for the puck. Slater will throw it towards the net. That one banks off a body. Here comes a break for Team Morgan. Got Maton with it. The backhand slips just wide. He had the goalie beat for a second, but Burner able to cover up that far side as well as he could.
Once again, looked really, really smooth on that one. Can't let the Team Slater goaltenders get comfortable. We've seen what they do when they get comfortable all summer.
Got Maton able to win that puck. Not sure how, as he skates with it in the corner. Back to the blue line he goes, caught up near that line, but he'll push it over to DePonio.
Yeah, got Maton really making an impact early on. I mean, 5.5 minutes in, and obviously as a sub for Team Morgan. Talked to Mike Wainwright before, and he talked about kind of the subs coming in and how it speaks to the level of growth Michigan Elite's had and how these guys they want to get in. They just want to get their foot in the door here so they can play here for both the rest of this summer, be on the list for subs, maybe get in the draft skate next year, make some teams, and just shows you the level of play and the level of exposure that this league's gotten with the amount of guys that want to be here.
And this is the third league of the Michigan Elite Hockey Young Guns League, and this was by far the biggest year that they had to cut people. They couldn't accept everybody. There was too many people applying to be in this summer league that they really had to focus on the draft and go from there, as that one is shot just wide from Alvarado. Flamini with it. In that green and gold, good pass Alvarado. He's got some open room, finds it low glove. Alvarado ties this game up at 1 with 6 minutes gone in the first.
1-1, both are scored by the pure goal scorers. Cameron Alvarado, he's a fancy one, and when he gets that open space on the wing down the lanes, he loves the glove side. I want to say almost every goal he's scored has been on the glove side for Cameron Alvarado. He loves to pick the glove of the goaltender. If he sees any sort of movement that he likes, he fires it right away. Doesn't have the quickest release, but he knows how to put it where it needs to be.
Great pass from Flamini to spring him free, too. He was pretty much all alone once he passed that blue line with the puck.
Team Morgan goal scored by number 43, Cameron Alvarado, assisted by number 17, Dylan Flamini, and number
So we are tied at 1.
14 minutes left.
I'll give Braylon Rodriguez another sub for Team Morgan. He gets the secondary assist on his team's first goal of the game, and we're all locked up.
That one's big, though, for Team Morgan, because back when they lost 4-1, and obviously they didn't have a goal the last 30 seconds of said game in that loss a few weeks ago. But they kind of looked defeated as the third period just kind of kept progressing, and Team Slater got some insurance. They just looked defeated, and that happens when you fire nearly 40 shots and can't find a goal. So it's good to get one early and at least feel like, okay, they're human. We can get goals past them. That week might have been just Silas Burner and the goaltending squad catching absolute fire. But, all right, we can score. We can keep up. Now let's just play our game.
Back to the point. Here's Flamini, fresh off an assist, looking to add a goal. That one save rebound, shifted just wide. Alvarado, another chance, and covering up is Burner.
Burner was beat right there, too, going back. He came out to challenge that shot with the rebound control, just kind of bounced away and kind of found himself out of his blue paint, just kind of scattering a little bit and sprawling out, just looking for any way to cover it up at all, because that's a rebound that if you ask him later on with that shot, you show him it back, he'll go, yeah, I should have had it 100%. There shouldn't have even been a rebound. It should have been corralled into the chest, right into the crest and covered up, but he gets away with it and lives to see another day.
Rockman able to slap that one out of the air. Chippa picks it up. Brady Chippa tries to clear it, but it's kept in by Sarkevich. Avi Sarkevich stepping up as a sub this week for Team Morgan in the blue. Team Slater with it into the offensive zone. A pass towards the net. Nifty move there, but Markle couldn't connect with his teammate.
The thing I love about Team Slater is when they get scored on, you can tell the next shift. There's a jump in the legs. It's quite honestly astonishing.
Brandt with a break. That one sent over the far corner.
I mean, you're looking right now at this shift corresponding with that goal against, and this line came out with fresh legs. They came out with a jump, and they look fast.
O'Toole touch pass to Chippa. Chippa presses the brakes. Back to O'Toole. He's got some say. Stick handle sent just wide.
Man, I think he just had one. I think he just went one too many. It was a good move and a really good zone entry, but he kind of had the defense collapse towards the net and just made one too many moves trying to get a clean look.
Waterpont chip pass to O'Toole, but good play there from Hutchison. He'll break that one up with his paddle.
Sometimes you just got to take what you have, and you can't be greedy.
Here's Luke Weaver on the backhand, gets a forehand shot, and Burner didn't know where it went as it was just sitting back post for a second.
Yeah, that was a weird one for Silas Burner. I think me and him might have been on the same page. I don't think either of us expected the shot from Weaver right there. Kind of had a severe angle, and the gap control was really good on the back end for Team Slater to keep him to the outside, not really give him any look, but trying to center it back home where really nobody was there, and that's kind of where Burner slid over, and he was lucky enough that even though he slid over to play the pass, it ricocheted and still caught his body.
Waterpond, he breaks free. Slaps that with his stick, but couldn't get it across. Flamini will pick it up instead. 9 minutes gone in the first period between Team Slater in the black jerseys and Team Morgan in the blue. Team Slater looking to sweep the regular season series 2-0 against Team Morgan. Dane Gatmaton with it. Tries to connect with Gino DePonio, but that one slips by him, and this one will slip down the ice for icing. Jack Johnson on the dot for Team Morgan. He'll go to work. It'll squib towards the near side, picked up by Team Slater. Emmett Pilch with it. Pilch with his head up, he'll bank it off the glass. Good pass over to Waterpond.
He really saw he had nothing there, and he made something out of nothing.
Pilch with the one-timer over the net. Back to the point it goes. Shot taken off the left leg pad. Crawford stepping up, winds up, another save. Rebound loose and put it to the back of the net. Braden Hillebrand with his second goal of the game in the first period.
Yeah, I mean, once again, his first goal, we talked about the rebound, just finding his stick. That was a definition of right place, right time. That was dead perfect, and it's unfortunate for Hutchison because it just got caught up in bodies and the effort from Reese Hutchison to try to get that one. I mean, he almost had it. I can't even believe that he almost had it, but he almost had that one with the right side pad, trying to kick it out and sprawl away to the post. It was a bit interesting, and as you see at the end of that, Luke Weaver just went down the tunnel. He appears to be okay, but definitely something to keep an eye on.
So Hillebrand picking up his second goal of the game. Emmett Pilch picks up the assist, his first point of the Week 6 game for Team Slater.
Hillebrand already has two separate games with 4 goals apiece. He's got 2 in the first 10 minutes and 12 seconds.
Here's a chance for Team Morgan. How do they respond? Alvarado, he's got 1 goal already. Gives it to the center for Rodriguez, and that one tips up and out of play.
Yeah, but you're looking right now, it's all about how you respond. Team Slater responded phenomenally. They had just extra juice in the legs, and they're moving on. Weaver's back in. It looks like she'll actually swap the stick out, so the stick might have snapped on that play for him, which might have been part of the why the puck didn't get out or anything. But nonetheless, good to at least see him come back and know that it's not an injury. It's just probably equipment related.
One-timer at the point there for Sarkevich. Skips wide. Sarkevich battling for it. Chippa will push it to center. Gino DePonio on it. Excuse me, that's Anthony DePonio. Number 5, Anthony DePonio. Number 10, Gino DePonio. For those keeping track at home, especially the DePonio family, excuse me. Here's Chippa. Good centering pass to O'Toole. He'll spin and corral it, but Walkup will throw a shoulder in and take it.
Really good gap control from Vince Walkup right there. Really, really like it. He saw the opportunity to take him out of the play and just make sure they weren't going to get anything. He could have played it safe, kind of gapped up and left about a stride.
Alvarado with some speed. Centering pass there. That one kind of handcuffed Anthony DePonio. Nifty pass, but not much room. But turnover, though. Anthony DePonio with him once more. Down to Alvarado. The pass couldn't find Rodriguez. And here's a break. Team Morgan changing. Team Slater charging on the backhand. That one slips wide. Waterpont wasn't there yet. O'Toole picking this up once more. Slaps it over to Markle. Markle centering pass. Luckily, a stick on it from Team Morgan. Because sitting back door was, I believe, Brady Chippa wide open. Ziski in the corner gives it back up to the point. Shot taken and right into the glove of Hutchison.
Something interesting to keep an eye on. Actually, scratch that. It might be changing. Never mind, it's not. wanted to make sure it wasn't going to change it there, but there has been some shakeup with the Team Slater lines coming into this one. We've seen the forward lines, Hillebrand, Pilch, Chippa, and then Waterpont, O'Toole, and Anderson have been the kind of 1-2 punch on the forward core, but it's changed up right now. You're seeing Pilch, Hillebrand, and Waterpont play together and moving Chippa over with O'Toole and Anderson, and it's working. I mean, they once again, it just looks like they've played together all summer, if not more.
Pilch centering pass, dangerous area, backhanded just wide by Hillebrand, looking for that first period hat trick. Yes, you heard me right. Back up to the point for Markle. Pilch will let it go through his legs. Waterpont spinning with it. On the backhand, Hillebrand centering pass. That one skips to the corner. Rockman able to get it free, but he loses it. Hillebrand back to Waterpont. It looks like a power play. No, it isn't, folks. It's just this top line, this newly gelled top line, should I say.
Ew.
With Hillebrand on it. Nice move. Waterpont breaks towards the net. Behind the net it goes. He pick it up. Pilch throws a pass. That one skips up into the air, and Rockman will take it.
It's a good battle win by Rockman right there, and it's a big one because with how strong Hillebrand's been already in front of the net, that's one where kind of expect the bounce to go his way, find his blade, and Hutchison probably once again has no chance.
Look at the players converging from Team Slater trying to keep it in, but that one might cost him. Oh, as Levin had a chance to take it the other way with some numbers, but they couldn't get it going. Less than 7 minutes to play in the first period. Team Slater scored the first goal courtesy of Hillebrand. Alvarado responded for Team Morgan, and Hillebrand doubled up just a couple minutes ago. 2-1 the score stands currently for Team Slater, looking to stay undefeated in this regular season as here comes Dylan Levin. He'll dump it down the ice, and I eat my words there as he goes off into change. Brady Crawford, he'll see a Chippa and snap it forward. Chippa evades one, but gives it up to Levin, or excuse me, Flamini. So we're gonna have, looks like our first power play of the game. Might be offsetting, but we'll see till when they skate to the box here.
It looks like both of them are going. I believe that's what's going to get called here with Weaver and Chippa. And it is one thing about Team Slater. They're going to get under your skin. It's a summer league, but they want to win. And even when I talked to Braden Hillebrand a few weeks back after one of his multiple 4-goal performances, that feels weird to say, but it's on track right now to potentially do it for the third time already this short summer season. But talked about it, he said, hey, I was on the team last time. We want to win. We just want to win games. We're not here to lose. We're here to have fun, but we're here to win. And they get under your skin and they want to win, and you can very well see it.
So offsetting penalties on Weaver and Chippa, but we'll skate 5-on-5.
And excuse me, earlier I was talking about the line shuffling. It's not Derek Anderson. It's Rogan Griffin playing up front. Once again with O'Toole, however. And, of course, Chippa, who is in the box.
Crawford at the line, evades two. It stays in. Crawford will creep it. Takes the shot. That one off the side of the net. Flamini loses his stick as he plays the body, but his teammate will pick it up instead. Gives it over to Alvarado. That one skips just by him. Alvarado, quick legs, though, charge down the ice, takes a stab at that one, but it'll slip behind the net of Team Slater.
Yeah, that's been the bread and butter for Team Morgan, though, as you're watching along the walls. They're not afraid to be physical back, and that's really why they've played Team Slater pretty well for the times that they've been on the ice. You've seen Team Slater dominate a lot, but Team Morgan matches the physicality well.
Get Maiden in the corner for Team Morgan. Try to self-pass off the corner. Didn't work, but walk-up will take up that empty space, rather. With just over 5 to play in the first. O'Toole charging down the ice. His team going off in a full change, so it's all him alone in the zone. Flamini behind his own net. Gives it off to Gat Maiden. Gat Maiden evades Waterpont. Over the line he goes. Tries to dance through them all. He does so, but loses the puck on the way. He'll regain it. Gat Maiden can't get through the whole team a second time in a row, but it's picked off by Alvarado. Alvarado, stick handling, fans on the shot. Now it's snapped over to Pilch. And then Pilch gracefully over the line. Back to Hillebrand, he loses it. Flamini off the boards. Nifty heads up play, gives it right to his teammate over to Gat Maiden. Gat Maiden. Back to Sarkevich. Ooh, there was something going of a tic-tac-toe, but it just ended at tick. A shot taken there by Alvarado into a body. Picked up by Gat Maiden. Gat Maiden over to Sarkevich.
Ew. Really good discipline from Sarkevich right there. That's tough when you're committed to dragging around a defender and firing that shot. It's very difficult. Yeah, it's going to get called every day of the week. That just can't happen. That's going to get called every single day of the week. You can't do that. That's a frustration battle because, like I said, Team Slater gets under your skin. They're physical in the corners. They're physical around the walls. They want to win games, and it can get under your skin. And right there, it got under DePonio's skin because he sent the stick of Miles Schlack, I believe, flying.
So Anthony DePonio will sit in the box. This will be the first official power play of the game, rather. Last couple penalties called are offsetting. So Team Slater with a 2-1 lead with 4 minutes to go in the first period will look to add so on the man advantage.
And we'll see what they do here. If they can get possession, which they do. Looks like Hillebrand's going to go down low. Yeah, this makes sense. I like their power play setup a lot.
Masick fires one into traffic, skips wide. Schlack will pick up the slack.
It looks like off the rip. Uh-oh, here we go.
Watcher Pont. Back to the point for Masick.
Yeah, off the rip, they're running a collapsed umbrella, so they're putting two in front of the net. They're keeping them tight in on the post, too. Normally you see those guys kind of try to go up top.
This one pinballs in front. Save there by Hutchison into the corner. Pilch will pick it up.
Really good save off Hillebrand in front.
Pilch shooting into some traffic. Hutchison able to see through it and make the save.
Yeah, and you can see with this collapsed umbrella, it's not a very, the word I'm looking for, kind of common power play setup, because normally you have the umbrella set up. You have two guys down low towards the goal line, but they're more spread out with the post. They're not necessarily converged on the goal crease, but you're seeing early on, it's Hillebrand and Watcherpont. They're going in on the post, putting a lot of traffic. They're just looking for the puck to find the stick of Masick or Schlack, and they're looking for them to walk down the seams.
That one takes a weird bounce out in front of Wint. Walk up will take the garbage and send it right back down instead.
Well, or they're looking for that, a loose puck to find Braden Hillebrand in front where he's very strong on the stick, but once again, really like this kind of power play setup they have. But they're looking for Schlack and Masick up top to have open lanes to kind of walk down and fire from the top of the circles with a lot of traffic.
Schlack trailing behind the net. They'll push it to Pilch.
Yeah, now you see Hillebrand leaking down. Yep, they're looking for the seam.
Masick. Good little poke check there from Rodriguez to stop his streak.
We need to invest in one of those ESPN draw things I can draw mid-play.
Watch
Just tell you what I'm seeing.
Masick with a shot, bounces off a body. Kicked at there, goes to the far side. Rockman will pick it up. That one sent the length of the ice all the way to Burner. 25 seconds remaining on this Anthony DePonio minor penalty.
Uh-oh.
Schlack for a second lost it. He'll push it deep and go off into change himself. Fresh line out for Team Slater. Chip up, pressed to the boards by Levin. Back up, kept at that point, saved by Hutchison.
Really good read by Levin, though, because he knew exactly where Brady Chippa was going.
Smart play there, gives it right to the open man, and over to center it goes to Brandt. Here's a shorthanded opportunity for Team Morgan. Brandt centering, DePonio couldn't handle that one.
Watch Chippa. Ooh, I like the fake to the outside.
O'Toole, he's got Chippa to his right. O'Toole takes it himself off the corner, Juxon up the net. Oh my goodness.
I think that went in. I'm not gonna lie. I see our cameraman over there. I think that went in.
The angle that bounced out.
Oh, it looked like it was back
went
bar.
Out.
It looked like back bar. It was close.
Gosh, I wish we had replay too.
That was an absolute rocket. But the thing is, you didn't hear the post as if it was clear off the iron. I really think that hit the tuck in the corner. And you kind of saw Team Slater immediately after the shot was taken. You saw O'Toole kind of lighten up a little bit, like he figured that it was in the back of the net.
Either way, the power play expires. It stays 2-1. A quick flash of the puck may or may not have went in. The referees on the ice, maybe the best look. They say no, and I don't know if we agree with them, but we'll rock with it, I guess.
I can't argue with it. I mean, I don't have the best look up here, but I was just going off the body language of the players on the ice. It kind of looked like Hutchison thought he was beat too, and I mean, if hit the post, he was beat theoretically, but it kind of looked like Hutchinson. Goaltenders know when they're beaten when it finds the back of the net, and it looked like that's exactly what his body language showed after that shot was released.
So Team Morgan dodges a bullet. 2-1 it stays, and the power play is over. Back to 5-on-5, and here comes Gat Mayton into the zone. Gets a shot off through a body and knocks him down as well. He'll pick up the rebound. Here's Watcherpont with it over the blue line. Loses that one. Now at center, Gat Mayton trying to skip free. 40 seconds remaining in period one. A 2-1 lead for the team in black, looking to stay undefeated. Flamini will take a sweep at that one. At center now. Jack Johnson with it. He's
Probably one
got
final
Maiden
rush.
to his right. 20 seconds to go. Picked up by Hillebrand. He'll slowly play it to the far side. Chasing that one down is Emerson Bozak. Bozak can't clear. Gat Maiden keeps it in. Top of the slot. That puck skipping on it. Finally corrals it. Flamini with a shot from the point. Into the body of Berner, and he covers up on the rebound with 1.8 to go.
Really, really, really strong pad right there from Silas Berner. That's a really good save, and it's a save that a lot of people look at and say, all right, he made the he stopped the rebound, cool. No, that's a really strong leg to hold out. He had Sarasevich right there on the doorstep whacking at it, and that's difficult to keep the momentum of the stick from pushing your own pad in the net, kind of giving it up, and it's a good end of the period save for him. He was strong, really, really strong. Both goaltenders were very, very strong, but Berner settled in, Hutchison settled in as well.
So after 20 minutes of play in Game 1 of Game 2 of Michigan Elite Hockey Young Guns Summer Draft League, it is a 2-1 lead for the undefeated Team Slater. Quick little goal recap courtesy of Big B Coffee. It all started about a minute into this one. Braden Hillebrand continuing his impressive season. He gets the first goal of the game, assisted by Ben Wacherpont and Emmett Pilch. And then 7 minutes into the period, we had Cameron Alvarado able to tie it up at 1, assisted by Dylan Flamini and Braylon Rodriguez. And just about halfway through the first period, none other than Braden Hillebrand again getting his second goal of the game, his second goal for his team, assisted by Emmett Pilch. He's got 2 assists on the game so far. And after 20, that's where we stand. It is a 2-1 lead for Team Slater. Team Morgan 2-3, looking to move to 3-3, and Team Slater looking to move to 6-0 here in Week 6 of Michigan Elite Hockey Young Guns.
Once again, though, it's turning into a battle of the Brighton Bulldogs in the net. Right now, I mean, you're looking at Team Slater realizing what they got to do to beat Hutchison, who's looked really solid in everything that he has a chance to square up to. And they're trying to get bodies in front. They're trying to get traffic. Really liked how they operated their power play. And right there, Team Morgan's kicking themselves. This game's not tied after that one at the end of the period from Sarasevich. That's a goal. That's a spot he's going to want back because he had it on the doorstep with a sprawling netminder, has no idea where it is. It was just so in tight on the doorstep that he didn't have time to lift it above the pad. And that's just a tough one because there's no time. He lifts it up above the pad. It's not even hitting the net. There's no room for that puck to go up.
So the first period intermission is over. Here we go with the second period. Welcome back into play. Reiner Dosvich joined alongside Sean Massa. After 20 minutes, it's a 2-1 lead for Team Slater. Looking to keep this season rolling undefeated. 1 power play in that first period, but Team Slater couldn't capitalize on the opportunity, as this one will be an icing on them. And I like how you highlighted, it's the battle of the Bulldog goaltenders. Both of these goaltenders, Silas Berner and Reese Hutchison, playing for Brighton High School. And they find themselves at the opposite side of the ice here in the Summer Draft League.
And they've been 2 of the stories.
Here's DePonio. Gino DePonio with it. In the corner, trying to get that one out was Rogan Griffin, but it's picked up by Massimino. Massimino, the defender, skates in deep. Taken by DePonio instead. Gino DePonio loses that one to Masick in the corner. O'Toole will backhand one deep. Hutchison out of his net to play. Ziski in the corner. Not the cleanest play to start the second period. Here's finally Team Slater for a second had it, but into a body. Alvarado spins a pass over to Rodriguez. Rodriguez over the line. Rodriguez circles near the face-off dot. Gives it to Alvarado. Somehow gets a shot off. I'm not sure how. It bounces off the backboards. Rodriguez to Alvarado once more. Wants to fire again. Gets caught up. Alvarado, he's got the goal for his team in this one. Cross-ice feed to Rodriguez. Too hot to handle. Chippa over to Wacherpont. Waterpont, Chippo right behind him, and O'Toole to the far side gives it to O'Toole. Toe drag shot into the leg of Gino DiPonio.
Yeah, trying to drag it around the screen might have cost him right there because he might have been able to get it through, but he kind of dragged it into a defender. It's a tough one. It's a really good idea and a really good play right there. Smart heads-up play, but just didn't go his way.
Rodriguez once more. Backhand right in front. That one's punched out of the air. Markle with it. Chased by Rodriguez. He'll tie him up for a second. Markle shifts it to the near side. Ziski will pick it up. Trying to find Waterpont, but a good tie up there. Brandt will pick it up. Levin lifts it to Brandt. Ziski out front. Turns his body back away from Rockman and gives it to Chippa. Team Slater, usually it's them with the hounding forecheck, not allowing teams to get out, but right now it's Team Morgan. Unrelenting and maybe a little bit too much as the referee's going to blow the play dead. It looks like Chippa's getting flagged for this one. Might be both of them as Rockman skating over there as well.
Yeah, Chippa is definitely fun to battle with along the wall. He gets under your skin. That's already his second offsetting penalty coming in from a board battle, so it definitely shows you the aggression that he has on the walls and in the corners. It's something you love to have as a coach, and while sometimes it may get you in the box, I mean, it brings one with you. It doesn't really do any damage, but my goodness, he definitely makes an impact on the wall. This guy every coach wants.
Offsetting penalties, but we'll continue skating 5-on-5 here at Michigan Elite Hockey. 3 minutes gone in the second period. Back behind the net of Hutchison.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh, turnover right in front. Hutchison spears that one with his blocker out. Another loose puck picked up by Team Slater, but never mind. Levin will take this one instead. Hillebrand, now the recipient of a free puck. He'll bounce it off the boards to himself. Hillebrand with a shot. Hutchison with the snag.
I mean, that was just one too many moves in front of the net. Dangerous places to play, and Hutchison stood tall. The really good poke check, heads-up play right there, because if he doesn't, Hillebrand's got it in a tight area. He's probably turning and firing with how hot that stick has been all season, especially today in the first 23 minutes and 17 seconds. You never know. You could be perfectly squared up, and with a scorching hot stick, it just finds a way to leak past you.
And we don't have a stat for goals off of turnovers, but I'd say if there was that stat, Team Slater would be in the lead. They capitalize off of turnover pucks all the time, as this one's now in their own end. Battle up on the boards. That one's taken by Gap Mayton. Couldn't get past his man. O'Toole carries it the other way. Walk up, good gap control. Gets it away from O'Toole. Now picked up by Weaver. Weaver loses that one to turnover. Schlack with a chance. A save by Hutchison. Oh, my.
Really good stop from Hutchison. He settled in nicely.
Bozak with it, able to stay up on his feet.
And my goodness, is Team Slater aggressive.
Emmett Pilch with it. Just had that golden opportunity off the turnover. Gives it to O'Toole. That one saved Hutchison. Griffin will pick it up. He'll backhand one over to O'Toole, who spills to the ice. A little bit of a Looney Tunes banana peel slip there as Pilch picks it up in the high slot. Pilch takes the shot, fought off by Hutchison. Griffin with it. He looks up, puts it behind the backboards. Or on the backboards, rather, I should say. Behind the backboards would be rather impressive if he got it out there. Here's Weaver. Weaver over the line. He's got Gap Mayton to his side, but good defense, and that one will slip over to Burner. He'll cover it up.
Yeah, good gap from Crawford, good angle from Crawford. The defense is really squaring away in this one, but when I talked to Mike Wainwright earlier, I kind of asked him, we were talking about the growth of Michigan Elite Hockey and kind of how it's just become more of a household name, more kids wanting to be a part of it, and how it helps develop and get that word out to coaches and scouts of all levels. One thing I talked about, I said, what's the biggest surprise for you this summer? And he said, obviously the growth, but he also said the quality of goaltending that we have is sensational because, my goodness, was it all offense the last couple summers, but goaltending, defense, everything has just tightened up. It's become more competitive, and it's been a great product.
Pilch out in front. That feed from Waterpont. Waterpont, Pilch, and right now Hillebrand. No Anderson in this game. Massimino with it. Gets away from one. Team Morgan with a break, with some speed. That one over to Rodriguez, taking a shot. Good play by Masick. Rodriguez will get it back.
And that's definitely a tough name to be missing for Team Slater because Derek Anderson is very, very sound, 200 foot. He's really impressed this summer a lot, especially from my perspective up here. He's been a big part of Team Slater. I mean, I love his game, so it's a big time player to be missing today.
Schlack will send one over to Waterpond over the line.
Ew.
Good move, gets away from one, and that one saved by Hutchison or maybe ring the post. I'm not sure.
Got his glove on it. Got his glove on it, but he couldn't hold on to it. I mean, that was kind of one where Hutchison just kind of squares up. Oh, look out.
Here's a chance. Alvarado, he catches up to the puck, takes the shot. Alvarado, his second goal of the game, ties us up at 2 on the breakaway.
Glove side every single time. Glove side. And that was a rocket. That one was an insanely quick release. I wasn't sure what he was going to try to do. I want to believe that Cameron Alvarado would have made a move if he got that one cleanly, but kind of had to, I don't want to say panically, but in a way panically had to put that one together because of the way that it leaked past his blade and kind of became a small area game breakaway. But nonetheless, I mean, that's just an absolute tough release and tough play for Burner to try to recover from.
So we are tied back up at 2. There's only been 2 goal scorers in this one. Hillebrand's got 2 for Team Slater. Alvarado's got 2 for Team Morgan. Anthony DePonio picking up an assist on that Alvarado goal.
And that's a tough one for Burner, too, because in a sense he probably honestly thought about when that puck immediately hopped over the blade of, can I play this? Is it going to leak enough for me to get out of my crease and send it back up the wall? But had to kind of just sit back and watch. And
there's a chance there thrown into Burner, and Burner will stop play.
yeah, but as I'm saying, and that's not something that necessarily you want as a goaltender, where you kind of have to decide split second on, do I challenge, do I play, do I look back and take my chances one-on-one? And took his chances one-on-one, and I mean, there's so many things that Alvarado could have done right there, and that's a tough wrister to stop.
So we've got 2 hat-trick watches here. Cameron Alvarado in the blue, Braden Hillebrand in the black. Walkup will take this free puck himself. Gets the legs going behind the net. Turning shot, that one flubs to the near side. Brandt backhands one over to Rockman, skips to Ziski. Ziski a little bit too far from him, so Levin says, I'll take that instead, and goes back and forth.
Yeah, Levin was trying to get that one to an angle where he could fit it through the window to Brandt, leaking on the back post. He had Brandt opening up and sitting there, but Levin just could not find a window to get it to him. He tried. He couldn't. He just could not get it past defensive sticks.
Markle with it. That pass kind of goes away from where he wanted it to go, so Walkup takes that one. Walkup spinning the net. Walkup now up at the top of the key. Gets through to a Walkup, takes it himself, and tips up and out of play.
Really good move to get space. Really good play right there. And, I mean, these goaltenders have been sharp, and once again, traffic in front of the net and turnovers is going to be the difference, and that's what's happening right now. I like the way that Team Morgan's building off the momentum that Alvarado got them with that long stretch pass that turned into a goal. They're playing really well.
12 minutes, 25 seconds to go in the second period. We're deadlocked at 2. Team Slater looking to go 2-0 against Team Morgan in this regular season. Back in week 3, it was a 4-1 victory for Team Slater. Flamini keeps that one into the glove of Burner. It goes.
I think for both of these teams, I think Team Morgan is going to feel really, really good about this score going in. If it stays 2-2 going into the little halftime break, I think they're going to feel really, really good. Obviously, you have a 5-0 team on the other end. You're feeling good if halfway through you're tied. You'll probably take that almost any day, but especially because I think Coach Morgan would agree. I don't think they've played their best. I really don't think they've played their best hockey.
Here's a chance for Team Morgan to take the lead, though. Great defense by Crawford. Smothers him off the puck. Masick now battling. He's got 2 on him, gets it away from 2, gets it over to Waterpond, right back to Masick it goes, and then just at the last possible second, Weaver will take that one.
But as I said that about Team Morgan, I don't think Team Slater's necessarily played their best game yet either, their best half yet either, because I mean both of them are just they have the chances, they have everything going. It's just one click away, one pass away, and it's looking like it's a little off right now for both teams, but it's kind of balancing each other out.
Johnson will pick this up. He wanted to spin one to the point, but it's deflected instead. Taken by Pilch. Pilch has Hillebrand flipped into the air. This one will get over to Hillebrand cleanly over the zone.
Good play by Flamini to at least get a glove on it and just disrupt it right there.
Yeah, I said cleanly over the zone just because it wasn't offsides, but that was no clean puck over the zone at all. Two players collide. They'll slide into the boards. Now at center, Flamini over to Alvarado. Alvarado takes it himself. Shot taken into the body. Gets the rebound. Toe drag. That one right up into the chin of Burner, and he'll cover it up.
Really good save from Silas Burner. And I mean, the first time I've ever seen Alvarado go not glove side. He tried to go high blocker there, or maybe tried to go high glove and just missed his spot, but tried to go upstairs. Burner, who was already down, sliding over. Really good play to adjust. Kind of saw him pop out of his butterfly a little bit to cover that extra 6 inches at the top of the crossbar. Nonetheless, really good save for Burner. What could be one of his final looks.
10 minutes, 45 seconds to go. We're nearing our halftime break here in this one. Game 1 of Game 2. Game 2 coming up at about 8:05. Team Posta taking on Team Miller as that one skips up and out of play. And we'll see. Will we do a early intermission? It seems like they're talking about it.
I think we're going to keep going. I think we're going to be pretty precise here, just past the 10-minute mark. But nonetheless, want one final chance if you're Team Slater, because you're not happy about a 2-2 score. You know they're not happy about it.
Massimino sends that one in. First one on it, Bozak. Schlack will pick this one up. Off the glass it goes, spins towards the center of the zone.
Really good pinch right there for Massimino, because that puck is half a second earlier, he's half a second late to it. 3-on-1 the other way, just because of a weird bounce off the metal hinge.
Rodriguez battles for that puck and finally gets it free. This one will slip up to the point for Gino DePonio. He'll backhand one right to Chippa.
Oh boy.
Ooh, just over the blue line it goes. O'Toole with it. With some speed. Here's O'Toole. Gets free. Shot taken over the corner. Under 10 to go in the second. Next whistle will be our stoppage for halftime.
Hutchison's been really good at squaring everything up, too, because for that one for O'Toole, that was one where he looked up and he said, I got to have the most perfect shot ever to try to beat him here.
Icing waved off. Winning that race was Anthony DePonio, but he'll blow a tire. O'Toole takes the check from Anthony DePonio. Centering pass. Ooh, that one was dangerous there. Rodriguez not too far away from that as Massimino as that one skipped past him. Here's a chance. 2-on-1 for Team Slater, and they lose it. Good play there defensively. Back the other way. Alvarado with 2 goals already. Looks to center it. Picked off by Bozak instead. He'll backhand one over to Wachapout. Wachapout with O'Toole to his near side. 2-on-1 for Team Slater. Wachapout with the shot far side. Goes just wide. Or, excuse me, near side. Rodriguez over the line, but offsides. And the buzzer will sound to give us to that halftime break. 31 minutes of play done here in Game 1 between Team Slater and Team Morgan. It's 2 goals from Braden Hillebrand for the team in black, 2 goals by Cameron Alvarado and the team in baby blue. We are all deadlocked at 2. We'll be back in just about 10 minutes with the rest of this one. Thanks for joining us here on YouTube. Welcome back to the first game of Game 2. It's Team Slater taking on Team Morgan, and we are deadlocked at 2. Half of period 2 is gone. The clock rests at 8:57. We're getting back into this one. Reiner Dosvich joined alongside Sean Massa.
Yeah, Charlie Nebus in the goal now for Team Slater. Silas Berner's night is done, and it was a really, really good start. But one thing to note is I don't see Silas Berner on the bench right now, and that's interesting given the fact that last week the same exact thing happened. Berner played solid. After his half was done, he was done. Nebus came in, and the defense kind of folded under him. Nebus let in a couple quick ones. They went back to Berner. They won the game. But right now, Berner's not on the bench. And, of course, Reese Hutchinson's the only goalie.
And here's a chance for Reese Hutchinson to make a save. He makes the first save of the second half off a watcher by loose puck in front. Oh, my God, the first save by Hutchinson, but there's too many players. It's waved off. It's waved off. They're saying he covered it. Oh, my goodness.
They might be saying the net came off, too.
Oh, my gosh.
Plethora of different things happened right there for Team Slater.
Jesus. Either way, there should have been no chance of that officially staying out, and it is waved off. We stay 2-2. Reese Hutchinson, take a bow.
He's going to have a really good second half here. He was very, very, very good in the first 30 minutes of hockey, but he's going to have to be excellent, if not perfect here. Oh, boy.
There's another save, as losing that puck on the breakout was Sarkevich, rather. Pilch will take a pick at that one. Skipped over to Alvarado. Alvarado with 2 goals, looking to make it 3. That one not far off that top corner. Back and forth hockey to start the second half. Waterpont will try to skate that one down. But now Alvarado, touch pass to his teammate. That shot rattling just wide.
They want
Rodriguez.
They want to make Nebus his first couple looks where he's got to fight for his life to go through the screen. They can't let him see the puck, track the puck, and get comfortable because he didn't have to have a warm up. He warmed up 40 minutes ago. That doesn't really count.
That one to Waterpont. Couldn't get a clean shot off. Picked up by Flamini. Flamini hounded. Pilch will just keep that one in. Around the end boards it goes. Braden Hillebrand, he's got 2 goals as well. Only 2 goal scorers in this game. Braden Hillebrand with 2 for his squad. Cameron Alvarado with 2 of his own. Low-scoring game. Back in Week 3 when these 2 teams met, it was also a low-scoring game, 4-1, as Team Morgan will go off sides. Slater picked up that dub in Week 3, looking to complete the regular season sweep.
Well, like I said, they got to get traffic. They got to get bodies. They got to get pucks to Nebus. I mean, we saw what happened last week to Team Slater when pressure was put on them. A lot of goals right away. Nebus had 2 breakaways and a backdoor tap-in that was scored on him. He had no chance in any of them, but it all happened within the snap of a finger. He looked up and saw 2 breakaways, and then he looked up again after 2 went in and saw a backdoor tap-in where he had to gamble and lost. But they got to make them uncomfortable, get shots, get pucks, get bodies early, and then if you're looking at Team Slater's bench, of course, there's no goaltender to change to, so it'd be interesting. Because whenever they fall back, his go-to move is change the goalie.
Shippa into the corner. Gino DePonio will pick it up. Masick will meet him, but good pass over to Rockman. Now DePonio gets it back. That stretch pass over to Brandt, too far out of his reach. And stopping that one was Nebus. Brandt taking a couple whacks at it. Now Levin creeps in. He can't get it.
Thinking about it now, Team Slater hasn't had a goalie play the entire second half after switching in since Week 2. Because Week 3 was the infamous Silas Berner week, and then the last 2 weeks, each Berner and Nebus have both been pulled.
Here's O'Toole, couldn't get a clean shot off. Good defense by DePonio out in front. That was number 10, Gino DePonio. Brandt fanning on that one. He had a man open.
Oh.
That one off the face mask of Hutchison.
He didn't even see it. He was in the right spot. He did not see that puck get released.
Gino DePonio over to Brandt. This one will skip to Levin. Team Morgan's got numbers. Walk up on the far side. Finds it. Shot taken off the crossbar. Shippa has a chance here. Oh, but a good play there by Gino DePonio. I think Shippa kind of underestimated how quickly DePonio was getting onto him and then just skated right by.
Yeah, Gino DePonio was absolutely moving right there. And Chippa was kind of flat-footed.
Here's Ziski. He's got Waterpont. Ziski takes a shot. Save Hutchison. Behind the net, trying to get it out front. That will skip off a body. Kept in by Waterpont. Waterpont, good move, gets through 2, still has it. Oh, but the last man he couldn't beat in Gino DePonio. Far stretch pass, banks off the boards over to Brandt. Brandt takes a shot over the corner. Walk up, picks up the rebound.
It was the only thing he had right there was just to shoot that puck, and really good decision. Wasted no time. He knew kind of minute he walked in that he had nothing. Just get rid of it while you have an open look.
Johnson will pick up this puck. Wrapping around the net, a couple of his teammates going off in a change. He'll spin it down low to, I believe, Weaver. Yes, Luke Weaver it is. Weaver will spin it right back to where he came from. Gat Mayton in the corner battling for possession. That one slips over to Pilch. Finds Waterpont, good feed to Ziski. Ziski couldn't find Hillebrand, but it finds Hillebrand's forehand instead. Waterpont now at the corner. That board pass taken the other way by Gat Mayton. Vince walk up now. Drop pass, Gat Mayton. He's got some open ice. Good move, shot taken over. Low angle slap. Finds the boards before it finds Pilch.
Yeah, Gat Mayton is talented. He is a wizard with that puck. He knows what to do in open space, and he can kind of make something out of nothing. And yeah, I think it's just a matter of time before he gets one to go.
Flamini drops that one back for Johnson. Johnson instead to the other team a go as Brady Crawford wraps it around the boards. 3:55 to go in the second period. We've had a scoreless second half in this game and only one goal in the second period courtesy of Cameron Alvarado. And that's with a new goaltender in the game too. Silas Berner's night is done. It's Charlie Nebus skating for the Big B U16 AAA squad as he's probably going to be tested here. Jack Johnson creeps in, centering pass, nobody home, so Nebus will calmly cover it up.
They've let him get comfortable now, and he's settling in nicely. I think Team Morgan really likes where they're at because they have, aside from the fact that they've kind of let Nebus settle in nicely, haven't got a lot of traffic or grade A chances. I really like how physical they've been off the gate out of this break. They're not letting Team Slater kind of just tilt the game on its side.
Alvarado battling for possession in the corner. That one slips to Rodriguez. Rodriguez, power move out in front with a decent chance. Alvarado with a chance, but Chippa able to block that one aside. That one whisked around the Edborns. O'Toole will pick it up and leaves it for Bozak. Bozak with some speed already. Low angle shot into the body of Hutchison. Rebound picked up by Chippa. Taking that one, though, was Johnson. Now here comes Team Morgan. They've got some numbers and a chance, and that one thrown into the glove. Rebound covered up by Nebus.
Good control of the rebound. If you're Alvarado right there, he had to hold up on the blue line, so it kind of killed his momentum and killed his speed a little bit, but you'd like to see him go to the post because that's the reason the shot was taken by DePonio. He had no outlet at all. The defender, because Alvarado didn't go to the post, was able to take both of the trailers away and leave the only thing to be as a weird angle shot from the outside.
Schlack will connect with Pilch. Pilch tried a nifty pass to Waterpont. That one slips by the last two men. Waterpont picks it up first. Centering pass, paddled away by Hutchison. Waterpont gets it back. Hillebrand centering pass. That one banks off of Hutchinson, or he'll cover it up with his blocker. As we'll have a little bit of fun in front of the net after the whistle. A little bit of friendly banter, I assume.
Team Slater in front of the net. That's where they're going to be. They're going to be in front of the net. They're going to be in the corners, and they're going to be in your head.
That puck won by Team Morgan. The pass slips down the ice, but Nebus has to play it. Nebus leaves that one for Schlack. Throws it to some open ice. Pilch backtracks for it. He'll spin a pass right to Massimino. Massimino breezes past Ziski. Cross ice feed. Great pass. Saved by Nebus. Meeting him way outside of his crease to make that save.
Holy challenge from Nebus. He gambled. He said, you know what? You're going to fire it. You're not looking for one more. You don't have a pass. And he kind of took away any chance he had at a pass because by the time that anyone looked up, Nebus was in the face of the shooter.
Anthony DePonio stick handling towards the net. Instead it bounces to the corner and Pilch will wrap it out. 1:50 to go. We are still deadlocked at 2 here in the second period. Game 1 of Game 2 here tonight from the Big B Coffee Ice Cube of Brighton. Otua with it, can't get past that last man. Banked off the boards, good move. Here comes Team Morgan. Alvarado, he's got 2 goals so far. Breaks towards the center, looking for the third. That one loose in front. Nebus falls down. It's still loose and it's finally covered up. Charlie Nebus had it trickle through him. He goes a little bit of snow angel and makes the save.
Yeah, he had to just fall back, and really good control. Chippa was there to help, but they were just able to hold on a doorstep because it looked like for a moment there, Rodriguez, I believe it was, on the near side post, had a look just to poke it in. But I think everyone, at least I knew Alvarado was going to shoot that puck. Hindsight is definitely 100%, but I knew it going in. I'm like, he's going to cut to the middle, he's going to shoot. He's got a hot stick. And if anyone's going to take this shot in the odd man rush, you want it to be number 43 right now.
Chippa able to win it, but it's Team Morgan with possession.
Oh,
good
boy.
poke check by Chippa.
He's
Chippa
alone,
charging, but Flamini's there. Chippa goes for the shot. Hutchison gobbles that one up.
Yeah, Reese Hutchison was just perfect spot right there to make a play. Chippa was kind of all alone. Didn't necessarily have the angle to really cut in front of the net. You knew he was just going to have to shoot it from there, and Hutchison's really, really good at squaring up shots. His angles are, I think, the best part about his game. Obviously, the fact of his frame, but take away the aspect of physicality and the frame he possesses between the pipes, his angles have been spectacular throughout the summer. When he's beat, it's when they get him moving.
Chippa, for the second time in a row, tries to win that faceoff forward. It doesn't work that second time, and this one air mails over center. Will Markle back to play. Levin will press him to the boards. Rockman picks it up instead. Rockman, cross-ice feed. Picked off. O'Toole will send one off the boards, played by Brady Crawford. Crawford to Chippa. Chippa loses it at center. That bouncing puck kicked at. Masick will pick it up. Gets away from his own teammate, and over the blue line he goes. Masick with a shot into the pads of Hutchison. Less than a minute to go. 35 ticks remaining in the second period. Dylan Flamini circles in the corner away from Chippa. Good move there. Gets himself a ton of open ice. It looks like right now Team Slater a little bit tired as the second period comes to an end. Good poke check there. Flamini able to get it back for a second. Centering pass. Here's Rockman. Rockman with a move. The save burner. Rockman still with it near the goal line. Another shot taken, and the play whistle dead. The glove comes off of Nebus.
No glove, and Nebus still made those saves. My goodness.
Oh, my gosh.
Even though the whistle blew, he still made that save after the whistle with the right pad. That's fantastic. Talked about Team Slater goaltending and how back-to-back weeks Burner was pulled after a couple quick ones that might not necessarily have been his fault. Same thing can be said about Nebus when you go back 7 whole days, and they've both been able to react well.
Nebus stretching every inch of that frame to make that left leg pad save as Flamini off the draw sends one just wide.
Left, right, all the above. He used every part of his body right there, every single part of the pad.
Weaver and Pilch battle. Pilch picks it up. 3 seconds to go. One more chance for Team Slater. Puck fired on net. Hutchison makes that save, and the buzzer will sound. 40 minutes gone here in the Big V Coffee Ice Cube of Brighton, and we are deadlocked at 2. Quick little goal recap courtesy of Michael Wainwright himself. Thanks, Mike, for sponsoring this segment. It was Braden Hillebrand a minute into this game. He opened up the scoring courtesy, or assisted by Ben Watchupon and Emmett Pilch. 7 minutes later, Cameron Alvarado for Team Morgan tied the game up at 1, assisted by Dylan Flamini and Braylon Rodriguez. And then Braden Hillebrand again scores his second goal of the game, assisted by Emmett Pilch halfway through the first. And then we've got a long time without a goal. The last goal scored, tying this game up at 2, was Cameron Alvarado, his second of the game, assisted by Anthony DePonio. And after 40 minutes of play, we're tied at 2.
Both netminders have been unreal, and I want to go back to what I said earlier about Reese Hutchison, how his angles have been spectacular, and that when Team Slater's been able to beat him, it's been rebounds and when you get him moving quickly post to post. But I mean, that sounds obvious because that's the recipe to beat a goaltender, but that's quite literally what we're seeing from Reese Hutchison. Sometimes you see in the aspect of the 2 goals scored on Silas Burner, they were just absolute snipes by Alvarado. They just beat him. There's no, they got him moving. There's no, they went across his body. They got him uncomfortable. None of the above. He was in a groove, and Alvarado just beat him. But for Hutchison, every time he's able to square up, he makes a save. He's in the right position. Even when he doesn't see it, he just seems to be in the right spot. I think Team Morgan's happy, and this is big for Team Slater, though. I'm looking right now. This is huge. Rogan Griffin was not on the ice for that entire 10 minutes. He's back. That's huge because talked about the benches. They're still rolling 2 forward lines, but they do have 3 D pairings now because before, for that 10 minutes, it was 5D, 6 forwards.
So we'll have a little bit of false start here in the third period. 40 minutes gone. We're deadlocked at 2, and we got one more period to play. And if it is tied after regulation, we will have a 5-minute sudden victory, 3-on-3 overtime. As Team Slater sitting at 5-0, coming into week 6, looking to keep that undefeated regular season alive. And Team Morgan sitting at 2-3, trying to get back to 500. They lost the first meeting in this season back in week 3, 4-1 against this very squad.
We talk about the frustration that settled in that game for Team Morgan when they just could not buy a goal. They have looked really, really sound today. I mean, I think they got to love where they're at right now, where the fact they have 20 minutes left to get a big-time, hopefully, win in their eyes.
Hillebrand chases this one down, gives it to Pilch. Pilch alone, saved by Hutchison. Pilch couldn't elevate it there, and Hutchison makes the big save.
That's big right there because Pilch beat him dead to his right. He faked the pass back to Hillebrand, and Hutchison was able to plant that right skate and stay strong because he started to commit sliding post to post, be able to stay a little bit squared up. That's the most impressive save he's made all night, and he's had a really good day so far.
Over to Gat Maton it goes. Centering pass there, broken up. That's a huge defensive play. It's loose in front. Bozak still hounding for it. It slips wide of the net. Weaver slips to the ice. Slater picks it up. Here comes Team Slater charging through center. Bozak will backhand that one over, go off in a change. Shout out to Bozak on that play. He was pretty much the only one back, and he stopped what could have been a 3-on-0. Pilch with a chance, loses it on the handle. Here comes Gat Maton. Cross ice feed to Sarkevich. Sarkevich, tiny bit of a hook, no arm in the air. Play continues. Hillebrand will backhand it over to Wacherpont, but he evaded that area, but he'll get it back into breeze. Wacherpont snaps that one over to Pilch off a stick. This one will slip past Massimino. Pilch will win that battle to the puck. Picked up by Johnson. Johnson still with it in the corner. 2 minutes gone in the third period here. And a 2-2 tie as Nebus will calmly paddle that one aside. Marco off the glass. Fresh onto the ice, Flamini picks it up on the fresh side of the blue line. That pass banks off of Griffin. First one on Anthony DePonio, near side for Massimino. Marco will spin a pass towards center. Good play there as chasing this one down is Gat Maton. Nebus comes out of his net, and just in time he'll get it away.
He had just a bit more time than Burner did on that play with Alvarado that led to the second goal.
Marco throws a shot into the body of Massimino.
Yep, that's going to get called every time.
And Shippa and Weaver getting entangled here at center ice right below our camera view, and
I think it's going to be a power play for Team Slater. I don't think they're going to take both. It just 100% looked like Weaver not very brightly. They were tied up, but he made the final move. And you can see that his teammates support that because he saw walk up, no pun intended, skate up over to Weaver. Kind of give him a pat on the back. He said, you know what, hey, if he's going to be chippy back. We'll kill this penalty because we'll watch out for them to collapse in front again.
Second power play opportunity of the game, 0-for-1 so far. Masick to Chippa.
Look how physical Flamini is in front of the net right now defensively.
Masick centering pass, but a good pass here. Here's Walkup breaking free, short-handed. Walkup, one move. Oh, my goodness. Another chance. Nebus can't make the second save. The first one great. The second one couldn't stay out. And it's a short-handed goal for Team Morgan, taking the lead courtesy of Braylon Rodriguez.
They made one great save. They get it back. I mean, that all stems, though, with how physical Flamini was being in front of the net because Team Slater was looking just to throw it on net and make Hutchison uncomfortable with the deflection. And he was able to kind of break up that comfortableness in front of the net. Really good passes, and here we go.
So a short-handed goal, courtesy of Braden Rodriguez, assisted by Vince Walkup. And this is the first lead of the game for Team Morgan. First lead of this series in this regular season for Team Morgan, and it comes at a short-handed tally courtesy of Braylon Rodriguez. Now, I did not see that one coming. But the power play team Slater, they'll get back to work. And it looked lethal in their first opportunity. They couldn't get one in. Pilch will snap that one towards the net. Hutchison makes the save.
Look for Hillebrand in front. That's what they're looking for. They want to get Hillebrand down low in front of the net with Waterpont, get traffic, and get it back up top. They want you to bite. They want you to challenge them at the blue line. So I think if you're Team Morgan, you got to be patient. You can't get into a kind of triangle +1 or an attacking strong side box. You have to just stay tight.
Team Slater getting their power play going. Waterpont in the slot, takes a shot just wide.
Hutchison never saw it.
That one flipped over to center. Anthony DePonio stabbing that one, but it's picked up by Schlack. 47 seconds remaining on this power play for Team Slater. They come into this power play tied at 2, but now they trail by 1 courtesy of the shorthanded goal. That one broken up by Team Morgan, sent down the ice. No icing as Nebus was asking for it. Still 30 seconds remaining on this power play. Anthony DePonio gets taken out by Schlack. One more opportunity here on the man advantage for Team Slater if they could get it going. Schlack will backtrack. Over to Hillebrand. Hillebrand's got his team's 2 goals on this one. Looking to complete the hat trick. He'll take it in himself. Gets past Walkup, who just assisted that shorthanded goal. Flamini, though, gets it in open ice, and the power play will expire for Team Slater. So a shorthanded goal, the only grade A opportunity, and it comes at the cost of the lead or the tie for Team Slater. Far side. Winding up on that one was Rockman. 5 minutes gone in the third period. First time in a long time Team Slater has been down in a game. Have to go back to the first period of last week. There's another shot taken. That one rises over the net, courtesy of Vince Walkup. Emmett Pilch with it. He'll pitchfork one over towards center, taken by Vince Walkup instead. Offsides is Jacob Brandt. As it looked like he was enticed into that deep of the zone by Pilch, but either way, play blown dead.
This might be the most uncomfortable I've ever seen Team Slater after falling down in a game. They have been really, really good at not letting the scoreboard affect them, fighting back from any deficit they find themselves in, but this might be the most shaken up I've seen them.
Or excuse me, it was the second period of last week where they were down 5-3 against Team Miller. They were able to win that game 7-5, 4 unanswered goals. But this bounce back hasn't been the cleanest so far. Here's a chance. Will Markle breaking free. Can he tie this game up? Saved by Hutchison.
Gotta get him moving. He has been sensational when he squares up.
O'Toole able to get that puck back for a second. Bounces off a couple bodies. Now it's Team Morgan with some numbers. Here they go 3-on-2, but Ziski backtracking to cut this man off. Branda gets there, saved by Nebus. 6 minutes gone. Team Morgan looking to add to their lead. Will Markle will once again break that one up and streak down the ice.
Turn and drop.
Markle with a shot. Hutchison glove save. He'll make every save like that.
Yeah, I mean, you got to get him moving. That's the way you beat him, and, I mean, he's been so good tonight. This is an impressive outing from Hutchison after last week where he had a tough time. It was a tough one last week. He simply put did not have the greatest first half.
Last week, Team Morgan fell 6-3 against Team Posa. As this faceoff is won by Team Slater, Emmett Pilch will bank that one off the glass. Waterpont battles for that one down low. Skips over to Flamini. Flamini reverse hit there on Hillebrand, and he lets him know about it. Hillebrand away from the play, exchanging hits. Referee will break it up as Team Morgan has a chance here on this side of the ice. No arm up in the air as Hillebrand and Flamini are still jawing at each other. Hillebrand will get it over the blue line. That one somehow skips to the net of Hutchison. In the corner now, picking that one up, Massimino. Cooper Massimino, good play to get away from one, but nobody there as he tried to clear it. Crawford will pick it up instead towards the net, tipped by Pilch. Hillebrand picks up the loose puck. Ooh, Emmett Pilch going down to the ice. He's holding his shoulder. Referee's blowing play dead. Not sure if it was accidental. I think it was, but Pilch right now not feeling good in the corner of the ice. Pilch able to skate it off though. Seems like something hindering his right arm for sure, but it's good to see him up on his own self and skate off. So a fresh set of 5 for it seems like both teams. Brady Chippa on the face-off dot. Team Morgan able to win that one. Walk up, takes it behind the net. Gives that one over to Rodriguez. Rodriguez just assisted that shorthanded goal to give his team the first lead in this one. Centering pass to Alvarado, too hot to handle. Rodriguez gets it once more. Another centering pass to Ponia with a chance. Fans on it, and that slips over to Nebus.
I'm keeping an eye on Pilch. I want to see if he looks good to go. His head has not left down. He has had the head leaned against the boards for the entirety of the time he's been on the bench.
12:35 to go, 3-2 lead for Team Morgan. Here's a chance, though, to add to that. Alvarado couldn't get a clean one off, and Nebus will cover that up.
Heads up. Head is up, but still keeled over.
And if you're Team Slater, that's a big man to lose. Emmett Pilch, he's been assisting, scoring. He's been on that top line all season long, and if you're going to make a comeback in this one, that's a tough man to lose.
Puts him down to 5 forwards if he's not good to go, or they just got to move someone up and run 6 and 5 again.
Schlack with it. O'Toole try to clear, they can't. Held in, creeping in, shot taken there. I believe Vince Walkup, yes it was, as that one will backtrack all the way to center.
I'd kind of be interested to see who they move up. I would imagine it's Milos Schlack, but we're not at that point yet.
Rodriguez couldn't cleanly put that one over the line. Offsides goes Team Morgan.
Hopped over his blade in a really weird way. Pilch is up. See if he gets on. It looks like he's going to hop the boards. That's a really good sign for the young man. But it didn't look comfortable when he had that collision and went down. So this is a really good sign for not only Team Slater, of course, but also the young man, because he's been having a really impressive summer, and you don't want to see anything happen, of course, in a summer league, or at all, and for that matter.
11:40 to go. Team Morgan hasn't had the lead all game until the last power play of Team Slater, where they scored one shorthanded. Here's a chance for Watrapont to tie it up. Shot taken. Hutchison, he'll save that in his sleep.
He has just been absolutely dialed in. He made that one look effortless. It probably was effortless, but I couldn't tell if that was Watrapont just looking for a whistle or what. But now they got the draw. They have to win these faceoffs.
And they do. Markle back up at the point.
Well,
somehow it slips over to Hillebrand. Watrapont behind the net. Good move. Gets away from one. Back to the point it goes. Markle asking for it. He'll get it. Near side for Pilch. Emmett Pilch switches positions with Markle. Pass towards the net. Banks off a skate. Watrapont will pick it up. Watrapont still with it. Able to keep that one in. A good poke check there from Levin. Takes it away. Levin breaks through Chu. He's got Brandt to his side. Dylan Levin, but falling down and tripping him up rather as Will Markle. So power play coming up for Team Morgan. The first power play opportunity for the Team Morgan side, and they have a 3-2 lead.
yeah, this is huge. This is a huge one for both sides. For Team Morgan, this would be such a feel-good power play. Go up by 2, put yourselves in a position to hand Team Slater their first loss, and Lord knows how many regular season games of Michigan Elite hockey, but really, really good spot to be in.
That's a good point, because Chris Slater's squad last season went undefeated 8-0, and now they're 6-0. They're rocking 14 weeks straight of regular season play undefeated, and right now they're staring down a 3-2 deficit with 10:35 to go in the third period, and they find themselves down a man. Here comes Gino DePonio. At center, players collide. 11 will step in and take that. Sends it down the ice. Nebus out of his net to play. Ziski with it. Takes the open ice on the near side and sends it 200 feet down. Cooper Massimino. A couple of new skaters on, but it's turned over. Here comes O'Toole looking to answer that shorthanded goal with one himself. O'Toole spins one towards the net. That one off the mask of Hutchison. And Team Morgan able to settle this one down. 60 seconds of power play time remaining. Over the blue line goes Gat Mayton. Gat Mayton sticks it down low to Weaver. Weaver's got two open men. Flamini drops to a knee blocker, saved by Nebus.
This face-off is huge, too, because with 48 seconds left, it's ticking down. You haven't looked phenomenal. You lose this draw, and it's cleared out. Power play's probably going to ensuingly end eventually. If you win the draw and you can at least set up a little bit, you might be able to get a couple good looks.
Jackson gets Chippa on the dot. Chippa able to win it. But it's taken by Flamini. He'll send it back to the point. Gat Mayton goes D to D. Chippa will break that one up, but it stays in the zone. Walkup gets it. Vince Walkup. Breaks towards the net. That one skips off his stick. Johnson tried to corral that one, but O'Toole will backhand it out.
Chippa's been really good in the face-off dot for Team Slater all day. He seemingly is just having his way. As soon as the referee drops the puck, it's seemingly like he's just going to win.
15 seconds remaining on the power play for Team Morgan. Flamini picks it up behind the net. Schlack a good play there, and it sends it right down. So Team Morgan have one chance, and Team Slater shorthanded with a chance as well on that power play as it comes to an end. Back to 5-on-5. Out of the bench comes Markle, or the box rather. 8:45 to go. Team Slater in a third period deficit. They haven't had many of those this season. Hillebrand off the glass. Watch out, Anna, our camera woman over there. That one skips off of Nebus and wide. Team Morgan hounding, but it's Team Slater able to get it out. Here comes Waterpont. He'll push it to himself. Hillebrand on the near side. Waterpont couldn't get it though. Gat Mayton turns it over right in front. Poke check by Hutchison. Stops that one as Chippa had a great gift out in front to tie this one up.
Oh boy.
And more shenanigans off of the camera after that play. I wouldn't be surprised if there is a penalty called, and it looks like, yeah, referee's gonna wave over, I believe, Vince Walkup, and looks like he's waving to both, yeah. Let's see who goes on the bench.
If it's both, it's Chippa, but Chippa's currently in the play. And now he's circling back. He probably realizes he's going to the box.
Chippa trying to evade that call. Obviously didn't want it. He knows the box a little too well.
Now he's just going back to the bench.
Oh, okay. So
but now they're redirecting him. I think, yeah, there we go.
Okay, so Brady Chippa for the third time this game will sit in the penalty box. Vince Walkup will sit in the box as well for Team Morgan. So offsetting penalties will continue a 5-on-5 play. 8:04 to go in the third period. Team Morgan looking to move to 3-3. Looking to give Team Slater their first loss of this season. Back in week 3 when these two teams played, it was nearly a shutout for Silas Berner and this team, Slater's side, as they won 4-1. But here in week 6, a completely different game. Team Morgan in the lead 3-2 with just under 8 to play. Alvarado, glove to stick. Over the line he goes, pushed over, so it's taken by Hillebrand instead. Brady Hillebrand with some speed. Wraps the net. Puts on the brakes. Centering pass broken up, but it'll get to Waterpont. Back up at the point, Bozak. Near side, Markle. Markle winds up, takes an awkward bounce, and Hillebrand tips it, but Hutchison snags it with his glove.
Oh my goodness, that is a heck of a stop from Reese Hutchison. Oh my. That's a tough one. I talked earlier, though, however, with these offsetting penalties from Brady Chippa being this involved in the play, you need him on the ice right now.
Pilch with it. That shot wide.
These are the times where you need Brady Chip on the ice. Oh boy.
Here comes Alvarado, 2 goals already, looking to make it 3, just wide glove side. Another shot, Nebus gobbles that one up. Alvarado puts his hand on his head. How did he miss that one as he was going once again for that low glove? So Team Morgan, an excellent opportunity to push the lead to 2. Alvarado, who's got 2 goals, going low glove, looking for the third there, sends it just wide to his disappointment. But a face-off in Team Slater's defensive end. Won by Team Morgan, shot off the blocker of Nebus. Under 7 to go in this one. Team Slater, if this score stands, will have their first regular season loss since season 1 of Michigan Elite Hockey Young Guns. A perfect 8-0 last year, a perfect 5-0 so far in season 3 as Alvarado will win that puck battle. Alvarado spinning pass, taken by Watrapon instead. Massimino, good little poke check there. Anthony DePonia will pick up that loose puck. A slow play down to Flamini. Flamini over to Rodriguez. Rodriguez over the line. Try to get away from the last man, couldn't do so, but he'll get it right back. Rodriguez, good steal, centering pass. Banked off a stick and slapped towards center. Six minutes to play in this one. We've got a huge goaltender battle. It's been Reese Hutchinson in the net the whole game. So he'll make another save there. That one bounces towards him. Flamini will take out Schlack behind the net, and bodies converge. Pilch throwing in a hit. Here's Schlack with a shot. Hutchinson makes the save, and it's pushed out of harm's way by Anthony DePonio. He'll skate it down. Pestered by Schlack. Schlack will take him down. Helmet off. Arm up in the air. Penalty called as Schlack definitely it's going to take 2 minutes to the box for that one.
Yeah, I mean, the penalty was called by the ref on the other side of the ice. That's how, I mean, he pulled him down, but.
That one was a little bit of a.
Or, excuse me, no, they're going to call it on O'Toole for something, so maybe a little bit behind the play. The penalty's not on Schlack for pulling, for the battle right there where it looked like he pulled DePonio down. But nonetheless, another big power play. This one's even bigger, I think, if you're Team Morgan, because you can capitalize on this. There'll be most likely less than 5 minutes left if you can score.
Right now, the clock sits at 5:40. And Team Morgan with their second power play opportunity in this one. They've got the lead. They've just got to hold on. And Team Slater hasn't really looked themselves this week. Find themselves down a goal, staring down their first defeat in regular season. Here comes DePonio. Gino DePonio with it into the zone. Puts on the brakes near the far corner. Centering pass. Bounces off a skate. And over to the net of Nebus. We'll see, because Team Morgan had their first official power play just moments ago. They didn't really get anything going. Only one good opportunity on that. The rest was Team Slater breaking it up and sending it down the ice.
Yeah, but with this much time left in a one-goal game, if you're Team Slater, you can't afford to be on the kill. You just can't afford it anymore. Like you're seeing them on the face-off setup right now. They have Ben Watrapon set up on the way outside of the slot. Almost looking like they want him to streak down the ice and try to get behind.
Chippa, who's been winning faceoffs all night long, couldn't win that one. Centering pass there, broken up. Good defensive play. Chippa will get that loose puck, and he'll send it down the ice.
This is going to make a very, very interesting last 5 minutes, but also very, very interesting round one and round two.
Under 5 to play. Here's a chance for Gap. Maiden streaks in. Toe drag gets the shot into the leg pad of Nebus. And down the ice it goes once more.
Yeah, that puck was just a knuckler. That was just a knuckler right there for Gap Maiden. Who, like we said, has been all over the place. And like I said, it was just a matter of time till he got one to go. I thought that was it.
Walk up will pick it up from Hutchison. 45 to go on the power play. Walk up into the zone. Tracks that one down in the corner. Gives it off to Sarkevich. Good move by him. Undresses one over to his teammate Johnson, and Nebus makes the save.
Yeah, I mean, they got to get – Nebus is keeping them in. He's giving them a chance. So, I mean, he's giving them a shot. He's keeping it within reason. He's been really, really good. And This is the only week I can remember that Team Slater has had the goaltending and didn't have the offense to perfectly just complement it.
It's been a goaltending battle to say the least, as here comes Pilch. Great to see him skating with speed late in this one, but he loses it. Here comes Team Morgan. 15 seconds to go on the power play. Cleanly over the line comes Alvarado. Passes it down low. Alvarado gets it back. Low slot off the post. Oh my, that could have been the nail in the coffin with under 4 to go.
Well, as I said, Nebus with a heck of a challenge. Oh my God.
Pilch couldn't clear it. Into the corner. That one goes in. Get Maton extends the lead to 2 on the power play. And Team Morgan might hand Team Slater their first loss this season.
Told you, matter of time. He has been everywhere. He has had so many opportunities, and that one's probably not even top 5 of his greatest looks today to put the puck in the back of the net, but really good play to intercept that flip. Team Slater kind of got a little bit kind of greedy. They were trying to get on-man rush to go their way with the 3 forwards on the power play leaking behind, and they're going to get a penalty though, so oh boy.
And we've still got a lot of time left in this one. I may have spoke too soon.
I mean, they have now 3:30 down 2. You're like, okay, good. You can just kind of go shutdown mode, turtle up in your own end, clear the puck, but now you have to kill a penalty. This is big because if Team Slater gets a good power play to go their way, they find the back of the net. They score on a power play, they'll still have minimum 96 seconds left.
So Rodriguez will sit in the box. He hopes it's 2 minutes as his team has a 2-goal lead in the waning minutes of this third period. Team Slater 0 for 2 so far on the man advantage. They did give up a shorthanded goal earlier in this one.
Stands right now as the difference maker.
3:20 to go in the third period.
Look
Chris
at Nebus.
Slater's squad undefeated.
He's leaking.
Nebus wants to come out, and he will. Extra skater on the power play. So 6-on-4 hockey for Team Slater. Open net. So that one is airmail to center. Glove to stick for Watrapont.
He's got time and space.
3 minutes in this one. I was going to say that one should have been called, and it is offsides on Team Slater.
I think they're going to put Nebus back in now. They're just going to be careful because they don't necessarily need him out of the net right now, but they really got to get zone possession and get something to go. And they're aggressive, but once again, this power play stems from them being aggressive and them getting under your skin because that was simply put a frustration penalty by Rodriguez.
3 minutes even on the clock. Nebus way outside of his crease. Once they get past center with possession, you got to believe he's gone once more.
But Alvarado's just a pest right now. My goodness.
Great play by Alvarado. He gets the puck, too. Behind the net it goes.
He's going to eat this in the corner, too. He is not going to worry about this. He is just going to sit there, waste time, and he did it.
60 seconds remaining in the power play. 2:30 to go in this one. Flamini backtracks in his own end, rather. That one, Alvarado finds him. Alvarado try to cover this game up with his hat trick, but Nebus makes the save. 2:20 remaining in this one. 40 seconds on the power play. Here comes O'Toole. O'Toole, nobody with him. Good move to get away from one. His teammates meet up with him. O'Toole with it. He circles. Cross-ice feed finds Watrapont.
Still have 2 minutes.
Nebus outside the net once more. Extra skater on for Team Slater. Open net. That one spun back into the zone of Team Slater, but Nebus not in his net to play it right now. Less than 2 to go. 15 seconds remaining on the power play for Team Slater. Find themselves down 2 goals. A goal here would be absolutely huge for them. Pilch with it. They'll spin one. 2 players there. Both Chip and O'Toole couldn't get it, but it's Watrapont. Power play expires, so now 5-on-4. Or excuse me, 6-on-5 rather, with the goalie pulled in Nebus. Loose in front, saved by Hutchison.
Strong positioning on the post from Hutchison. Hot stick of Hillebrand, too.
And Hutchison without his stick on that play as well.
Yeah, he has been, this is impressive, especially when you take into account last week and how it wasn't necessarily his fault, but my goodness, it just felt like he couldn't catch a break in the net. And sometimes that happens. I like to say goaltending's a dart throw. You never know what you're going to get. But he's been a bullseye.
Team Slater last week a 7-5 victory. 2 weeks ago 11-5 victory. And now here they stand with only 2 goals. Hutchison has been playing all game and he's been standing on his head. 1:15 to go in this one. Team Slater down 2 goals. Pilch with a chance, loose in front, and making the save is Hutchison.
I like how Team Morgan is in front of the net. They are tying up. They're winning their battles right there. They gave Hutchison the ability to control the rebound and corral the rebound. They're doing really well in front of the net. That's really going to be the difference maker, of course, but they are winning their battles, and that's where Team Slater gets you.
This was a 2-1 lead for Team Slater back in the second period. 3 unanswered goals for Team Morgan, and now they stand at a 4-2 lead with just over a minute to go. That one sent to the open net, just wide by inches. Icing on Team Morgan as they were looking to ice this game with that empty netter.
I mean, the Team Slater bench just doesn't look energetic right now. They look defeated, and you would think this loss is a playoff game with the way that their bench looks right now. Defeated, tired, but Team Morgan, I said it before, I said they match up physically well. They've really, really done a good job today.
58 remaining. Pilch at the point. Takes a shot into the leg of Brandt, up and out of play, so we'll reset on that far side face-off dot.
Yeah, they just want to put the finishing touches now. 54 even remaining. This is a big win, of course, for them, but a big win momentum-wise and energy-wise going into what will be an off week next week, and then, of course, playoff time.
Still an empty net for Team Slater as it's dangerously in their own end. It goes over to Schlack.
Ooh.
Good play there by Rockman, able to break that one
Ooh,
up.
what a
Schlack
skate.
with his skate keeps that one from maybe trickling into the empty net. Brandt, though, fires it. It's a 5-2 lead with 35 seconds to go, and Team Morgan looking like they'll end the undefeated season of Team Slater.
What a game from them. What a phenomenal game from them. They have been phenomenal. I will give Coach Slater one thing, though. He has been very, very, very active on the bench. He's been very motivative. You saw him go over to Brady Chippa earlier and kind of tell him to calm down. You got this. You've been phenomenal. You just saw him go over to Emmett Pilch and say, hey, don't worry about it. But this has been, I mean, it definitely helps for Team Morgan. Of course, the physicality I talked about, they match speed-wise, but it definitely helps when your goaltender decides that today he's going to be pretty much a brick wall, because Reese Hutchison has been quite literally that.
Only one goalie on the roster today for Team Morgan, number 32, Reese Hutchinson, and he makes probably about 32 saves in this one, only allows 2 goals, and will hand Team Slater their first regular season loss since season 1 of Michigan Elite Hockey Young Guns. Just 10 seconds to go in this one. Team Morgan skating it down one more time. It's Sarkevich. Nebus standing up, able to play it. 3 seconds to go. The Team Morgan bench absolutely loving it. One more shot, one more save, but that will be it. Team Morgan end the undefeated season of Team Slater 5-3, and Reese Hutchinson is going to have a plethora of players going and giving him a hug after that one. What a game from that young man.
Yeah, 30-plus saves, phenomenal, shut the door, a shutout second half, and my goodness, he was just huge all night. I go back to the tip Hillebrand had, 3-2 in front of the net, just deflects. Hutchison reaches the glove out over his left side pad and snags it from ramping in, just beating him. Saved the game probably. They scored there. Team Slater gets momentum, but Reese Hutchison, absolutely phenomenal all night. And we're going to get him up here for you, Ryan.
This was a 2-1 game for Team Slater back in the second period. 4 unanswered goals for Team Morgan, and they go on to win this one 5-2, snap the undefeated streak of Team Slater. Team Morgan moves on to 3-3. Team Slater falls to 5-1, still in first place in this summer draft league, and in just a minute or two we'll have the goaltender Reese Hutchinson for Team Morgan up here in the booth for a post-game interview. What a game from the young man, and we'll talk to him shortly. You're watching Michigan Elite Hockey Young Guns here on YouTube. Reese Hutchinson, you guys end the undefeated season of Team Slater. Pick up the 5-2 victory. You yourself play all 60 minutes, had about 30 saves. We don't have the official count, but how you feeling right now, Reese?
Good, you know, haven't won in a couple weeks, so it's really good to get this win under our belt and hopefully bring it into playoffs.
Now going against this team, Team Slater, they scored 7 goals last week, 11 goals the week before. They've scored 18 goals in 2 weeks. How did you stop that many saves and only let in 2?
You know, that's just kind of my job. Just go out there, you know, do my best, help my team out, and that's all I can really do.
You guys moved to 3-3. You now have a bye week, and then playoff starts next week. What do you think this team could do in playoffs?
I think we can have a real deep run. I think we're looking to win it all. You know, we picked up some new guys like Dane Gatman, Luke Weaver. We got Alvarado. I mean, we got really good players, and they can definitely carry us deep into this season.
You met Team Slater back in week 3. You guys fall 4-1. How did you get the victory 5-2 in convincing fashion like this?
You know, just take a step back from that week, just refocus, just kind of, you know, look at really what I want to do on the ice, and that's just help my team out and stop every shot I can and a couple I can't.
There you go. Reese Hutchinson picking up the win for Team Morgan. A 5-2 victory over them. Team Morgan moves to 3-3. Chris Slater's team falls to 5-1. Second game coming up in just a couple minutes. Team Post and Team Miller. Reese, thank you so much for stopping with me and talking to me up here.
Yep.
You go take off that stuff and have yourself a rest. Thanks for watching. We'll be back with Game 2 shortly.
Thank you.